what's up with Sean Baligian?
What up, this is Joyce Bell here on the Baligian and Bell Show.
Make sure you check us out on the Woodward Sports Network. What is up? Joyce Bell, Sean Baligian and Bell on a Friday. Not just a Friday, but
Freestyle Friday. So sometimes throughout this show, I challenge Sean here to a freestyle battle. So growing up for me, I was a 106 in Park head. I'll watch it every week. This is when they had AJ and Free. And every Friday they'll have Freestyle Friday, and I miss that. I miss that show. I miss that time of my life where I can leave school, go home, watch 106 in Park, and watch Freestyle Friday. And so now, since they don't have that show anymore, and they didn't have AJ and Free, which it hasn't been the same since they left, I think we're going to bring Freestyle Friday here.
What's up, Joyce? The coat looks swell. I'm Sean Baligian. He's Joyce Bell.
No. Okay, Sean.
Get those L's up in the air. Livonia in the house.
Okay. Bars.
You should have seen the look on his face just going, no.
No. He got it.
No. You couldn't be more suburban there.
Yeah.
You couldn't be more suburban.
It wasn't bad.
All right. Just off the top of my head. Jenna said good morning. Scott said good morning.
What up,
Vinny
Darren?
said good morning.
What up, Vinny?
Darren said the same thing. Sweet coat, Joyce. That coat is nice.
Oh, thank you.
You want to switch coats? I'll give you the Livonia Stevenson hockey coat. You can take
honestly,
that.
man, I have on joggings underneath this jacket, so I wore this to kind of cover up. Actually, when it gets a little too hot in here, I'm gonna take it off.
All right, so this is what we're gonna start with. Again, I wish I could pan around here to show you guys what happened. I tweeted this out yesterday, and I'm serious. This year has stunk. Everybody has been hit by what this year has become. And to see the way that people have responded to this, the stuff the studio, Joy, we legitimately stuffed the studio. And in case you missed it yesterday, basically as our show was ending, this is a true story. As our show was ending, a U-Haul truck pulls up, right?
Who's in the U-Haul truck?
Kelly Stafford.
Kelly Stafford's in the
She's
U-Haul truck.
literally driving a U-Haul truck. Kelly Stafford. Now, I would half expect to see Joy jump out of the U-Haul truck, or me, but there's little Kelly Stafford.
By herself.
By herself, driving a U-Haul truck here full of goodies. And when I say full of goodies, I mean full of goodies.
Full of goodies.
We had to take multiple trips, like basically everybody here.
Yeah.
Joyce is Superman, and he's carrying like 78 TVs at once, right? I mean, honestly, my back hurt just looking at it.
It was 6.
It was only
good.
6.
They're
I'm
right
sorry.
here, though. They're right here. We brought everything in, and then the Pistons came in.
100 basketballs.
100 basketballs.
Class.
Yeah.
Thank you. And you know, it's funny because we had some other people kind of pop in, and this happened this morning, and I'm going to go through a list of people. If you brought a bag in, thank you.
Seriously.
Honestly, I don't. You brought in 2 toys.
Anything. Thank you.
These are all going to go to kids. They're all, whether it be Ronald McDonald House, whether it be Mott Children's Hospital, we are going to find kids that otherwise might not have a joyous Christmas like we're blessed to have. And I tell my kids that every Christmas morning. You know what, kids? Count your blessings every gosh darn Christmas. kids are going to have a great Christmas. And I, like, honestly, Joik, it chokes me up to see the generosity of people, man. It really does.
Yeah, no, honestly, when I came in, you actually beat me here this morning for the first time. And when I walked in, I saw the tissue over there. You was like wiping the tears off of your eyes because you were so hard. This is just so heartwarming to you.
It's awesome.
Had you choked up?
It's awesome.
It was.
It is. It's really unbelievable.
It's like every day we go home, we come back, and everything it doubles and doubles and doubles. Like this is like double from yesterday, and I didn't think we can double it from yesterday.
Like seriously, the Pistons brought over 100 bags just like this.
When did they bring this in?
And listen, they're inflated too. They're ready to go. So you don't have to sit there on Christmas morning, as you know, putting the batteries in and pumping balls and things like that. I don't got no time for that on Christmas morning. I got leftover ham to fry up in my pan. They all inflated, all ready to go. So if by some strange chance you still want to come down, you have until about 3 o'clock today. And that's when, if I'm not mistaken, they're going to load the truck. They're going to take the truck and drop this stuff off at a few different places.
They are. And don't forget that they're announcing the winner for this today as well. So.
Great stuff.
Great stuff,
comes man.
Comes with a Myers gift card, or a Meyer gift card. I hate when they put the S in back in different stores.
We do it all the time.
We do it all the time, but
it's Meyer.
It's Meyer.
But I call it Myers. I do. I do. Sorry, Michael Myers.
Kroger's.
Right? Yeah.
You know.
It's a Michigan thing, isn't it?
I think it's a Michigan thing.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's not. There's no S on the back of it.
Scott said Kelly Stafford does not get enough credit for the good stuff she does. Amen. What a. I told her point blank, I called her a saint when she came in yesterday. And, she laughs it off and everything. Jenna said, I teared up watching the video they showed this morning. It's a beautiful feeling. You have a video yourself. Are we going to be able to get that on? You ready to roll with it? Corey, Okay, Corey said we're almost there. Corey with a K. Follow him on Twitter.
Asked if am I a PS5 guy or an Xbox? I am definitely a PS5 guy, for sure. I do not like the Xbox at all. I played it a couple times.
Not down?
No, I'm a PS5 guy.
Okay.
Hands down, not even close. There's one game that I used to play back in the day on my roommate's Xbox because they didn't have it on PlayStation. Gears of War.
Okay.
I don't know if people remember what that is, but Gears of War was it was a shooting game, and I used to love it. Only game on Xbox I loved, and that was the only game that I would play on Xbox because I couldn't play it on PS5.
Okay.
Only one.
Let's see. Art, our boy Art from Woodward Sports. Don't forget he's got the Battle Royale coming up December 23rd. It's funny, Joik, no BS. And Jack, if you're watching right now, shout out to my son Jack. Jack was like, Dad, we're watching this the 23rd. I said, oh, hell yeah, we are. Hell yeah, we're going to watch it.
It's going down.
But our boy Art said it's a beautiful thing to see so many toys in the studio. Shout out to the morning crew for pulling all-nighters. You guys, seriously, I don't take myself seriously. You guys have probably figured that out about me. I'm just not somebody that takes myself seriously.
Right.
But I will tell you this, I take my sleep seriously. I couldn't imagine doing what those guys have done all week. Like, those guys have been here, Joey and Chrissy and Stick. They've been here like all week, like sleeping here, just on the odd chance that somebody came in at 1 o'clock in the morning, and they have. I need my bed. Leave me alone. Just give me my 5-6 hours sleep. That's all I need.
You know what's funny? It was a point in time where I'd rather sleep on the couch than in the bed. I just got better sleep on the couch for some reason. I don't know why. I would get better sleep on the couch. I don't know. But it was a period of time where every night I would sleep on the couch. And I'm so hot that I really use covers. Like I use like a small blanket.
Same with me.
Yeah.
I've always been like that.
Yeah, just.
I have a sheet any time of year, but summer, winter, I basically have a sheet that just. to put it mildly, it's not even on me. It's just there.
It's just there.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. All right. I don't know what it is. I'm weird.
It's funny. I never knew that.
Yeah. Or
I'm the same way, dude.
I'm like that dog right there in the car with just his head out the window. You know, you have one leg out the sheet and one leg under, and it's like it's perfect. I don't know. You're really hot, so you just kick one leg out,
right.
and it just. I know it works.
Yeah.
It works. I don't know.
Absolutely.
That's me.
So this is Joik was a couch sleeper like fishes. Yeah. These guys, Art, I'm so glad you brought it up. I mean, they got the ball rolling on this. These guys have been here all week, and it's funny because I talked to each one of them this morning. I said, you guys did great work, but are you looking forward to going home? And like you could see the relief on their face, Joik. They were going, I can't wait to lay in my own bed and everything. So props to them for getting this going. All morning we have people coming in, like this fine gentleman right here as well.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, guy?
What's up?
Wow,
Hey,
he's even got the championship belt. I mean, what kid doesn't want to walk around with a championship belt, right?
I mean, I'm putting this up against all Detroit, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's,
The champion of donating toys.
oh, that is awesome. That's
Perfect.
Come up
Appreciate
and
you.
chat with us in a second.
Okay.
Yeah,
So are you on the air? Are we on the
Yeah,
air?
we
Oh,
are
we're
on
live.
the air right now.
We're live.
Hello, everybody.
Well, we
Alive
don't
and
want to
well.
get you in trouble. If you don't want to come on mic, you don't have to come on mic. But
I'm happy.
oh, we'd love to see you. Yeah, come on up. Anybody that
Hold on
comes
one
in, we
second.
want to
Dave, we
definitely
gotta hold on one second.
give you an opportunity.
I'm about to bring his mask on me real quick to make sure it keep you safe.
Walk over here. Tell everybody, first of all, what's your name?
Hey, everybody, I'm Brad.
What's up,
Brad, thanks for coming down, man.
I'm good. Oh, so this is just there's no camera or anything like
Yeah,
that?
there's
Cameras
two
are
cameras
right
right
there.
here.
Oh!
Yeah, here, come over. Come
Okay.
stand next to me.
Okay.
Come stand. Want to
Yeah.
make sure we get Brad in the picture. So where are you from, Brad?
Actually, I live right next door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Look at
that's-
that.
I walked over here.
You walked over
That's
here.
so
Yeah.
cool, dude.
Yeah,
Thank
Appreciate you
you so
stopping
much.
by.
Thank you.
Where do you work? And you want to give any shout outs or anything like
I
that?
work in our family business, and I just want to give a shout out to Woodward Sports. Honestly, what you guys are doing is awesome, and I know so many kids are going to have an awesome Christmas this year.
Appreciate
and,
it.
And hopefully everyone can come down here and get this thing filled all the way to the ceiling.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
because of people like you.
Yeah.
Like honestly, we were just talking before you walked in. I can't tell you how much it means to watch people like you come down the goodness of your heart and do this. Seriously, it means. I mean, it means the world. And we all needed a little bit of this after this crappy year. You know
no
what I mean?
kidding. Well, hey, everything's contagious. Well, I had to use the word contagious, but everything feeds off itself. So I came here and dropped some stuff off, and then my parents and my aunt and uncle heard about it, and they're like, "All right, we got to fill up your car with some more stuff, and you're going to bring some more." So this is from the rest of my family. So
Much love.
Oh, that's
Much
great.
love.
So how did you hear about it?
actually, Stick is on my softball team. He's
pretty bad, right?
He's our power hitting third hitter / third base coach, and I love these guys forever. So.
Right.
So it's like family.
All right, well, appreciate
Yeah.
you stopping by today.
Yeah.
definitely, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Dude,
Guys, keep
thank
it
you.
up.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas to
Honestly.
you, my
Thank
friend.
you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
You too.
You pop and say hello anytime.
Always.
Really.
Anytime you want.
Ladies and
Always.
gentlemen, Brad. Give some
you,
love to
everybody.
Brad.
Brad.
And
Thank you.
everybody that has
Appreciate
done
it, Brad.
anything they can do.
Appreciate it, Brad.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
See you guys in a minute.
We,
around.
look at he's even bringing more in, so we really
some more?
really appreciate it. Chris said, "I wish I could have helped stuff the studio this year, but we have some unforeseen events happen that put us in a tough spot this Christmas. Next year, though, love you guys for everything you do." Chris, don't you dare apologize.
Yeah, don't you
This
dare.
has been a crappy year for everybody. I'm somebody who lost a job this year. Thank the Lord, something else popped up immediately, but you know in this business, Joik, you do a little bit of this and you do a little bit of that. And it was frightening when it happened in March. And you're like, I just bought a new house 6 months ago. I have a son that goes to school in Chicago. What the? And I went through about a month where I was like, what's going to happen?
Right.
And thank the Lord, everything worked out. You know,
Everything worked
and
out.
everything's going to work out for you too, Chris.
Yeah.
You know, it's. I don't remember any of my prayers tonight because it sucks. It sucks to happen to anybody. So please, my goodness gracious, don't you dare apologize. Don't you dare apologize. And it's awesome that people can do this.
Definitely. We got a couple of people chiming in right now. My grandma chimes in every day. Hey, Grandma. She said, good morning, Joy.
Is Grammy Whammy?
Grammy Whammy. Hey, Grammy Whammy. Who else we got? You know what? Jenna comes on here every day. We appreciate her so much.
And we didn't get a chance to talk to her the other
she
day. I
came
feel
in.
badly. Jenna, you come down anytime and we'll talk to you,
We'll
okay?
talk. Let me see what we have. We have Derek. Fish sleeps on the couch as well every night. That's pretty funny. So I saw a post from Joey yesterday, and he actually did a post about it had to be about 1 a.m. and him walking back into the studio, and then you had Sticks and you had Chrissy right here on the couch going over stuff on something on the computer, and I said, wow, these guys are still up at 1 a.m. like 1 a.m. getting after it. And I walk in this morning, I'm like, oh, this is what they were doing. And this is excellent to see, man. It warms my heart.
It's awesome. It really is. You ready for a video? So this is what happened yesterday. I mean, we had the big boss man here, Chad Johnson. He was here, and we're all having conversation, and Ryan Armani's here. And the next thing you know, just to reiterate, this U-Haul truck pulls up. And they open up the back of the truck, and I see 2 ladies starting to carry some things out. And this is how cool it is. It was like, as soon as we saw that, everybody went outside, including my boy Ryan Armani. He's here to do a television shoot, and he's like, oh, no, I'm helping unload this truck. So, Corey, you take it from there. Here's the video from yesterday.
Kelly! It came through!
Oh, we loaded. TV, soccer ball, basketball, load.
Everything overtakes my watch, so.
And the fact that you
Love you, Kelly.
Love you guys.
The fact that you went to Royal
I
Oak,
know,
they're the
I
best.
know.
I gotta introduce you to her. She love you.
Yeah?
She is the best woman I've ever met.
Hey, yo, guys, I want you guys to see how serious this is. Let me show y'all, like, you saw my video from earlier, but here we go. No, great to see.
Isn't that
again,
wonderful?
Big shout out to Kelly Stafford, man. We love you over here. Feel free to come down whenever you want to. So, how about that game last night?
All right, we're good.
Another great game this week.
Thank you.
You know what? It was funny because it was to me, Joik, and I want to get your take on it. Monday night was great because of the back and forth.
Right.
Last night was great because it almost seemed to me, I feel disrespectful saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. It was a battle between the Chargers saying, we don't want this game, you take it. And the Raiders going, no, we don't want it, you take it. There were so many moments where you were just waiting for one of those two teams to take the game, get it in a chokehold and say, ours. You know what I mean? And so in that regard, Joy, that's what got me fired up. You know, and it's like, I'm going to tell you what, and this is something that we're going to talk about with you guys, and Joik, I'll get your take. Guys that you missed on. I voted for Marcus Mariota for the Heisman Trophy. I'm a Heisman voter. Mm-hmm. I voted for Marcus Mariota for the Heisman. I thought that Marcus Mariota was going to be a sick NFL quarterback.
You did.
I really did.
Right.
You know, look, the league is changing, if you couldn't recognize that, okay? You need an incredible athlete at quarterback.
Who started that? These type of quarterbacks.
Patient zero. Who was patient zero? It's hard to say because there was Vic, there was McNabb. You know, obviously Vic was a better athlete, but Donovan doesn't get the respect he deserves, in my opinion. Okay?
You don't think so? I think he does.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he does. It's Donovan McNabb.
Damn, is he good?
Yeah.
But these guys, growing up for me, these guys that are stationary targets that went back, and I mean no disrespectful, Marino, Fouts.
Peyton.
You could even say, you could even include Montana in that. Peyton. You know, these guys, phenomenal quarterbacks, but the league's kind of going in a different direction, right? And you talked about it the other day. We're predicating speed. We're predicating prettiness. We're not predicating, what's the best way to say it? Grit any longer. It's going to, look at all our pretty offenses, going down the field. Joik, I thought Marcus' game was going to translate perfectly to the NFL, and it just hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. I mean, what did you think? Did you get a chance to see him much when he was at Oregon and early on in his career?
I saw him on the tail end of his years in Oregon.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I liked him as a quarterback. And at that time, I think the NFL was starting to shift to that running quarterback style.
Yeah.
They were starting to shift. But I think the person that has truly taken advantage of it You know, when Cam came in, he was labeled that type of. But who else was labeled that? Vince Young was labeled that as well. But I think Lamar Jackson has really showed like he's the top tier of that bunch. So I was always a Lamar. I mean, I love Lamar. I love his attitude. I love the way he plays.
I loved him in college.
And I think he didn't get the credit he deserved coming out.
1,000. I'll get some thoughts on that in just a second. We have somebody else coming in. Hi.
Hey,
What's your name?
Jen.
Would you like to come up and say hi to everybody, Jen? If you're embarrassed, you don't have to. I never want to put somebody in that position.
You don't want to, but you.
Okay. Thank you. Merry Christmas to you. God bless you. You know what? We had some great. Steve Young is a guy that we can't forget. And now Scott, and I know Scott a bit. I think we're around the same age. You go back in the day, there was Fran Tarkington from the Vikings and Roger Staubach, Roger the Dodger. People forget Roger could go back and throw, but his nickname was Roger the Dodger because of his ability to make people miss in the open field. That's when I was a real little kid.
Yeah,
but I remember him playing his day. Number 12, he was something special, man.
Playing his day.
Yeah, he really. I mean, that was a damn good quarterback. And you brought up Lamar, and if my buddy Scott Bischoff is watching, he's a scout, and I've done some stuff with him, like with Lions Radio in the past and everything. He is a guy that when Lamar Jackson came out, like Joik, I'm not joking, he was pulling his hair out of his head. Because if you remember, you had all these people lining up saying, and this sounds familiar to you, Lamar can't play quarterback at this level. Lamar, it might be better to move him to running back. Use him in a Denard Robinson kind of role.
I was going to say that. They did Denard Robinson the same way.
And tell me if that sounds familiar because you heard all that crap going into college.
Yeah, I heard all of it.
Joik Bell, you're not a running back at this level. You're not. Joik, you better go play safety. Bulk up. You're not a running back at this level.
No.
And it was funny because I called Scott. He was at the combine, and all this crap was coming out about Lamar, and I go, what am I missing? You know, because again, this is a guy I voted for the Heisman. I go, what am I missing? And he goes, you know what the problem is? He goes, it's the smartest guy in the room stuff. Like people, you're overthinking this. Here is a weapon. Let him be a weapon. He goes, in today's NFL especially, he goes, you have a weapon. What are you going to, hey, weapon, stop being a weapon.
But you know what it is, though? People they're afraid of the unknown, right? And they don't want to label, they don't want to put their name or bring in a guy that doesn't pan out. And so it's the smartest guy in the room, stick to what you know, and it's kind of like some NFL coaches. You know what they're going to do because they have tendencies. You know they're going to blitz on 3rd and 2 to 5. You know on I guess 2nd down. They are 60% more likely to pass the ball than run. Like, these certain things about teams before you go play them. And sometimes, most of the time, this is what they do. So it's a game of numbers.
Has there ever been a guy, and I don't want to put you in the spot if you don't want to mention any names, but has there ever been a guy that you were just like, man, I think this guy, this is the next big thing, and it just hasn't happened? Because it's like, for me, I think especially like for people in the media, and I know you guys don't appreciate this. People in the media don't like to admit when they were wrong. They just don't. There's some problem with ownership. Yeah. I've always been the guy. If I get something wrong, I want to be the first guy to say it. Yeah. I want to tell you before you tell me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, if there's a Marcus Mariota, I missed. I told anybody to listen. This guy's going to be sick. I watched him in college. It hasn't happened. He may have, and somebody brought this up. So he may have won the job back last night because personally I still think he's better than Carr, but that's a conversation for a different day. But is there somebody that maybe you saw even at college or even like you were talking like some practice squad guys where you're like, this guy's a stud. Is there somebody that comes to mind and it just never happened?
No.
Because you guys know talent better than us.
Yeah, no. The person that, like I said, the person that I saw in practice squad said once he gets the opportunity, he's going to do well. Junior Gillette.
Okay.
Is one of those guys. Raheem Mostert, one of those guys. So those are the guys that I looked on practice squad and saw it, and played with them and saw their talent in person and was like, dude, they got the goods. They got them.
Somebody brought up, and you and I have talked about him recently. I don't remember what context, but somebody brought this up. Somebody said, I still think Vince Young didn't get a true, fair shake. All he did was win. Do you know what I felt when I watched Vince Young?
In college or
in the NFL? Do you know, I thought that they tried to turn Vince Young into something that he isn't. They didn't let Vince Young be Vince Young. That was my amateur opinion. Again, I'm not sitting here trying to play the role of a guy breaking down tape or an NFL guy, but I know that you saw Vince Young, and I know you thought some things about Vince Young.
Young was probably my favorite quarterback in college.
Yeah.
Like Reggie Bush was my favorite running back in college. And you got the NFL, it changes, but they're both, Reggie had a long career, a great career, and then you have Vince Young, who I feel like his career was shortened.
It was weird. Why did they ask a guy like that to stay in the pocket? It didn't make sense to me. I don't, like, that's not his game. Let him go do what Vince Young does.
And that's one thing, like, and that's what coaches do. They try to put players into their scheme instead of trying to build their scheme around their athletes.
Drives me nuts.
Right? And so now.
Players make plays. Schemes don't make plays.
I mean, it's a player's game.
Yep.
Right? So yeah, I think in any good coach position, you're going to put your players in the best position to win. And I don't think they did that with Vince. But, you know, he had other issues he had off the field. It could have contributed to him heading out the NFL, but I mean, I liked him.
Tom said some GMs and writers are still playing 80s football. There is more validity to that statement than anybody wants to admit. There are a lot of guys that are stuck in the 3 yards and a cloud of dust mentality, especially in college football. Scott has his sarcasm filter on, Joik. I remember when Sean thought that Mike Williams was going to be the next great Lions receiver. I didn't. Trust me.
Yeah.
I lost when they drafted
still remember
him.
that. You still remember that one-headed catch he made it in the end zone at USC?
He was phenomenal in college.
Caught it and just held it right there the whole time.
I told you, here's a guy that sat out for a year, and you had guys that were in the league, and like the day before the draft, Chris Carter came out and said, this guy has red flags all over him. There's no work ethic there. Like the worst thing that could have happened, and you know Chris Carter doesn't hold back, right? I mean, that's one thing about CC. He doesn't hold back. And he said the worst thing that could happen to a guy like this was to be a year away from the game. He's got some bad habits. When he came here, you saw every one of them.
You know what?
I mean, just every single one of them.
You know what? It was one guy I played with who I thought was going to have a great career if he just would have stayed healthy. I think we got him we picked him up from Oakland. Dave Osbury, he played tight end.
Okay.
And so he played here with us, and he had the speed and the hands like Ebron. I think his hands might have been a little bit better than Ebron's. His blocking was on the same level as Pettigrew's, and he was big. He was a big stout. Like he could have played receiver, but he had good speed, good size, good blocking ability, and he didn't pan out. Got hurt.
Yeah.
Hurt. I think he broke his hand during training camp and never got he never got another shot.
Speaking of tight ends, and obviously if you have any suggestions, feel free to hit us up. We're reading the comments off of Facebook Live. Always appreciate the conversation with you guys. We are going to get to a point where we're going to have like all of the different platforms in front of us. We're not there yet, but it's cool to see people chiming in on YouTube. I know my wife was watching on YouTube. Shout out to my wife. What are you doing? But
she's watching. She's supporting her husband.
Right. That's exactly it. YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, everything like that. We're going to have all those platforms here. But Joy, you just brought up a tight end, and it popped in my. I loved Jesse James in college. I loved Jesse James with Pittsburgh. I love when Bob Quinn went and signed Jesse James. Now, did I expect Jesse James to be an all-pro tight end? No. Did I expect Jesse James to have a bigger part of this offense? Yes. You want to talk about nothing? They haven't used him. It's weird. Corey, I don't know your thoughts on Jesse James. When they signed Jesse James, I went nuts. I was like, this is a fantastic signing. This is a guy that can help your team. They don't use him, and I don't get it. I don't understand it because I think that guy's got all the skills.
And that's a testament to not the GM but to the coach, right? So they have a saying like you bring talent to the team, even if you don't need them at that position. You bring talent to the team. You figure out how you can how you can use them.
All right,
Hey,
we got somebody
more
else
gifts
sneaking in. What's up?
What's
You want
up?
to come up and say hello?
Want to come say what's up?
If you want to come and say hello,
Hey,
yeah,
what's up?
absolutely. We'd love to chat with you.
What's up? How's the kitchen going over there?
Come on, walk over here. Absolutely.
We got the mic right here for you.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's fine. All
Well,
right, tell everybody who you are.
Hey guys, I'm Andy. I'm from Birmingham Roast. I run the cafe
Thank
right
you.
next door to you guys.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. What'd you bring in?
I brought in some Legos, some toy dinosaurs, and some dolls for the kids.
You are the best.
You're the
Seriously.
best.
Thank,
Just
thank
got,
you so much.
Oh my God, you guys are doing such a good job.
do you want to pub the coffee shop?
Birmingham Roast. We're selling some of the Metro Detroit's best coffee, and here 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Come on by.
Support the people that are supporting the community. I'm a big believer in that. You know
yes,
what?
for sure.
You give, you get. I think we all win that way. So
Absolutely.
dude,
Seriously.
thank you.
Dude, love the mask.
Andy.
by
Thank
the
you
way.
very much.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Hey.
Appreciate it.
And I
very
tried
much.
that.
See you guys.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Andy.
Yeah, Andy, Birmingham Roast is right next to our studio. So if you're even coming down right now, go say hi to Andy. Get yourself a great cup of Joe.
You can actually get to it from inside of our studio, actually.
Yeah.
You don't have to go outside.
Yeah, Darren said even under Bevel, they still aren't using Jesse James. I don't get it. He's got all the tools. They utilized him the other day, or a couple weeks ago. Remember, they had the mismatch, and they found him in the end zone. 6'5" monster target up against a 6'1" backer.
You know who he reminds
I
me
kind of like
of?
my chances.
You know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Joseph Fourier.
Oh, yeah.
Same type.
Yeah. Corey, did you feel that way about Jesse? When they signed Jesse, I was like, this is an under the radar good signing that's going to help the Lions, and it just hasn't been there.
I definitely thought he was going to have a bigger part of the offense, but I just don't know if they're just deciding it's too late to involve him or you can get him in the game plan. But when they first got him, I'm like, okay, cool. We're about to have somebody who can really help along with the passing attack and the blocking and whatnot. But I guess it just hasn't panned out. I don't know why, but I was excited for the signing, and we just haven't utilized him the way I thought.
At all.
Yeah, at all.
He's a 6'7" monster target, man. Find it, especially in the red zone. And Joy, this goes, and you guys know all about this. I mean, the good news is you got probably still the best kicker in the world. The bad news is I don't want to see him inside the 20-yard line. And unfortunately, you've seen so many drives die, you know?
You know what, though? But for the past few years, right, we've had issues in the red zone.
Amen.
Even when I played, we had issues with finishing drives. And getting to the red zone and finishing the drive is a testament, or, another analogy, kind of like our games, we don't finish we finish in the fourth quarter when the game is close, but when we're ahead, we don't finish.
Sure.
We take our foot off the gas. So we get down to the red zone and we take our foot off the gas for some reason. I don't know what it is. Now, when I initially came into the league, I would get advice, understand that when you get to 20 yards, I'd say from the 10-yard line on in, the field shrinks. And so instead of you going 5 yards on this like you usually would do in open field, you might stop it at 3. You might stop it at 3. And so I don't know what's going on. We'll get down there and we just won't click.
Yeah. It's really weird because I always liken it like in the college game, those spread offenses. Well, they'll work magic between the 20s. Look at us. We're racing between the 20s. Mm-hmm. But once you get inside the 20 and all of a sudden you don't have that space, then it's tough to punch it in. And you're right. It seems to be a problem with this franchise. Mm-hmm. The last few coaches, and I don't get it because this is where you use the Fouriers. This is where you use the Jesse James. This is where you use Joyke Bell, who's found a way into the end zone. And I don't quite understand why the Lions continue to have that problem. No doubt about it.
So my question to you.
Yeah.
This Sunday.
Yeah.
How many yards do you think he's going to get?
200. I'll put the over under at 200. We've
been averaging. We've been holding. We're fourth. We're 28th. We're fourth from last in the NFL in rush defense. Mm-hmm. So we're averaging about 130. If they can, I don't think they're going to hold him I don't think they're going to hold him 130. But if he can stay under 160, I'll be.
You know what I worry about,
Okay.
Joik? I worry, number one,
That long-
is
regular.
9 going to go? That's a big factor. Now,
And that's
Bevel-
going to play a big part, though.
Yeah.
It's going to play a huge part.
Yeah,
right?
Bevel said he's traveling down there, so that's a good sign that 9's going to go. If 9 doesn't go, you know the routine. Every offensive expectation that you have, you bring down like that, right? Which means
But
Tennessee
you can't
in
do
turn.
that, though. You can't do that, though.
You don't think so?
You can't do that. I mean, as a player, we don't do that. It's next man up mentality. I love Stafford.
Oh, for you guys, absolutely,
but
yes.
next man up, like Chase Daniel has to come in and he has to produce. And I play with Chase, and I know his arm talent, and he has a strong arm. Like, he has a really, really strong arm. Now, his arm talent, I don't know if his arm talent is the same as Stafford.
Sure.
Right? But as far as his arm strength, he can get the ball down the field. So they can still take those deep shots if they want to.
Sure. I just worry that, you're not obviously going to get the offensive productivity out of him that you would out of Stafford, which in turn makes me wonder, does that mean Derrick Henry's going to get the ball even more?
Yeah, but you got to think, when Chase Daniel came in the game, when Stafford got hurt, he was on point. He was. He was standing in the pocket, taking hits, releasing the ball, and we needed more. We needed more out of our tight ends. We can't drop balls, especially when you have a second string coming in and the game is tight. That's when every other offensive player should step up and help out this quarterback. Even though we're going to help out Matt, but you have more of an urgency. You have more of a, we have to help this guy out. This is his first time playing in a game this close and with us. And if he puts the ball in your vicinity, you have to catch it. That's point blank, period.
Yeah.
And that wasn't getting done. It wasn't getting done. And I was disappointed with how the players stepped up in that game when we needed them the most.
Yeah.
Offensively.
That's what if Kenny's not back and it doesn't look like he's going to be back, I'm worried that gives more opportunities to Henry to run the clock out. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Corey.
I wanted to add on to what you guys were talking about with Derrick Henry. The Lions are 4th worst in the league against the run. The Lions are giving up 132 yards per game for rushing.
Yeah, we're terrible. Terrible. And then I think, are we last in the league on sacks, hits on the quarterback, like sacks?
Let me just look that up for you right now.
We are the last, we were last, or we might be 4th to last now. I think we're 4th to last now.
The lack of pressure on the quarterback was disgusting.
And even with, you can put me at quarterback, and if I'm not getting sacked and I have time to surgically pick your defense apart, and you really can't get, now, are our corners bad, or are they holding for too long?
You got it.
Eventually, somebody's going to get open.
Yep.
Sean, you can get out there on the field. You'll get open eventually.
It's the National Football League, man.
Right.
I mean, quarterbacks are going to pick you apart. Any backup quarterback's going to pick you apart.
Quarterback, they have this automatic timer, and they have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, throw. But it seems like they play the lines like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000. All right, let me scramble outside. 7,000, and they just have
One
time
apple,
to.
two apple, three apple.
You can't hold NFL receivers in the NFL for that long. You can't. It can't be done.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
It can't be done.
By the way, let me read a couple comments. Darren said, wasn't it Zumaya who ruined his career playing Rock Band? Yes, he was playing Rock Band. Jenna said, out of nowhere, serious question, what's your favorite Girl Scout cookie? Do you have a favorite Girl Scout cookie? I'm a
I think the
tag-along.
coconut. I think I like the coconut.
The one with the coconut?
Yeah, the coconut.
I think it's Tagalong. Is that the one it's called? So am I. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, seriously.
The little chocolate on the bottom
yeah,
and
little
everything?
chocolate
Yeah,
coconut on top.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about that one.
Hey, guys, the Lions are 27th in the league in sacks. They only have 18 sacks this season.
It's disgusting.
27 in the league.
Yep.
Okay, so I was off by 1.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable how that works out.
Terrible.
Kayla said, Joik, when you coming back to the Lions, still repping your jersey in BH and SJ?
I appreciate that. I think I'm gonna come back to the Lions where they offered me a job working with the front office.
All right, let's
Yeah.
go.
All right.
There's another former Lion. Darren brought up David Sloan back in the day was a great blocker and could catch. Always wanted more from David Sloan. That's a great. I don't know if you remember David Sloan. I think you would have been pretty much in high school at the time, Joy. Even earlier than that. But David Sloan, another big target, a guy that I thought had all the tools, but you always. Jenna was right. Samoas have the coconut. You're right. You're right.
Good luck.
So that's.
She's on it.
Yeah, they're all over.
Could be a
it.
producer, Jen.
Yeah,
Could be a
get in
producer.
there. All right, so you know what I want to do, Joik, before I forget, we have Stick gave me a list of special people to thank, and everybody that comes out here, we're going to give you a shout out. And if you come down here, you would not believe, like there are areas of the toys over here, I'm not joking.
No joke.
That's almost as tall as Joik and I.
No. It's taller than me. If you
In some spots, you're right, yeah.
If we step down on the floor level, they're definitely taller than us.
Unbelievable. All right,
No lie.
so M59, Zott, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Lacitos, Grow Green, Christopher Beavers, Papa Romanos. Oh, I destroy a pie right now. Tony Birdwell, thank you. Meyer, the Jonah family, Kelly Stafford. We showed you that video earlier. Rod Coddington, Puffy and Double D, Joey Abro, DJ Emerald, Intern Fish and Alex, Providence Hospital, and of course the Detroit Pistons, who again, in case you're just joining us, look at this. How stinking cool is this? Dropped off 100 balls, already pumped and ready for a kid on Christmas morning. You know what my buddies and I were talking about, Joy? Just off the, when you got that new Nerf.
That's you. You told me about that yesterday. But go ahead.
Dude, no, wasn't that the greatest when you got the
loved
new
it.
Nerf?
You know what? I probably got the Nerf one time.
Okay.
I think I got it one time. We have more gifts coming in?
Well, if we do, we'll wave to them, and you're more than
Okay.
welcome in. You can come in. You can come in. Absolutely.
I thought you were recording.
Yeah,
We
we're
are-
on right now.
we're-
That's all
we're
right.
on
You're more
live.
than welcome to come
We're
in.
on live.
Yeah,
My
we're
nephew, and I thought I'd introduce him. He's a big sports guy.
What's up?
absolutely. It's
How
a
you guys
pleasure to
doing?
meet you. How you
Hello.
guys doing? You all right?
Doing
Good.
Thanks for
Good.
stopping by today.
That's the fun part of doing the show. We're on the air right now,
guys go to
and
roast?
we just have conversations with people here.
Look at that. They just went to roast. They
He just
said
got his haircut.
okay.
Classy lady
Out.
over there.
Lady James. Okay, shout out to Lady James. They got Lady James. We have roast right next door. You come into the studio, you get a haircut, go next door, get a coffee, come in here, drop your gifts off, come on the air, get a picture with Big Sean and me. You like that, Big Sean?
I like that.
I like that.
He gave me first billing. I'm
Yeah.
not sure about
Big
that.
Sean
but
with me,
yeah.
and hey, come down and have a great time, man. It's great energy in here.
Celebrities, you know.
Yeah, you meet Sean.
Yeah, right. Hello.
It's good to see
Great
you.
people here. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for
really.
stopping by, guys.
Absolutely.
All right.
Nice to meet you both. Merry Christmas. All right. Good stuff.
Stay safe, man. Happy holidays. Here we go.
Nick said, y'all rock. This is the reason for the season. This is great. Jenna said, so many great big donations from so many big Metro Detroiters. Love it. Jenna, we love you. Any donation you can make. If you bring down a couple of toys, you bring down a toy. We're going to find it. We're going to find a kid
sure.
for it. I promise you. So, I mean, to me, it's outstanding. It's all the people, no matter how much you bring in, no matter how little you bring in, it's all the people that are combining to make a fantastic Christmas for a lot of kids that probably need a smile on their face. So, absolutely.
For sure. Just to double back real quick, how about those Pistons? They're playing well.
What are you thinking? What's jumping out to you about this team? Because it's like,
So I told you I was gonna like that Josh Jackson pick. I told you. I think he was he the leading scorer last game?
Yes, he was. 17 points and 7 rebounds.
Yeah, hey, I mean, I told you I like them bringing in people like this that's playing for the community. He's from here, and he's playing for like that Detroit pride now. Like he's back home, and I love it, man. Like I think he's gonna play similar to how I play. He's gonna be the heart of that team. I love his tenacity. I remember I saw a game when he was playing for Phoenix, and his teammates, they weren't playing as hard as he wanted them to play, and he just kind of went off on the court. Like he just kind of went off on the court, but not directly at everyone, but just like, come on, let's pull it together. And I think that's the type of attitude we need here. People that's going to give 100% every single game, day in, day out.
you know what it comes down to, Joik? It's almost like it reminds me of the exhibition with the Lions. I'm trying not to put too much into it, because it is exhibition season, right? But it's hard not to, because as we talked about, this is a new direction. This is a new guy in Troy Weaver who, I'm going to say this for the umpteenth time, took a look at this franchise from the outside and said, the way you're doing business hasn't worked. You haven't won squat, nothing, not a playoff game in almost 13 years. It'll be 13 years this May since they last won a playoff game, right? And he's saying, we're going to do something different. I'm going to come in. I'm going to make a bunch of moves. We're going to give some guys an opportunity and everything. So anything they do right now of any kind of positivity, I'm going to look at and go, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Yeah.
You got to try to keep it in perspective. It's like you guys in the exhibition. I can't tell you how many times somebody like your second dude. Did you see the Lions? That offense was humming. It's like, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's only the second exhibition game, and we only saw the first offense out there for a series or two, or maybe not at all. And so, like for me, I gotta temper my excitement right now. That's not a bad thing. That doesn't mean I think they're going to stink when the season starts. But I'm trying to temper my excitement until the real thing starts.
No, don't temper. Just keep it here the whole time. Just keep it here.
Okay.
Even when they win or lose, we're right here with it. It's going to be a long season. And that's kind of one thing I learned once I got into the NFL. Like, you just stay here the entire time. You never get too high. You never get too low. You just coast it right here. And then when you get to that championship game, you win it all, you bring it home, and then that's when you go up here. And then after about a couple months, you bring it back down, you get ready for the next round. So the next season, rather. And
24-hour rule?
24-hour rule.
Yeah.
But I guess you have more of a 2-month bragging right window. Need back to work.
I am. I openly admit it.
Right back to work.
Do you know what it is though? I say this all the time. My son didn't realize how lucky he had it in his growing up, because when I was a kid, our teams across the board stunk. They did. Everybody stunk. Okay. And then in the '80s, you had Billy come here, so Billy gave Lions fans something to cheer for, and then you saw the Pistons go like this, and it was slow, and they couldn't get past Atlanta, and then they couldn't get past Boston, and then they couldn't get past LA, and then boom, boom, 2 championships, right? The Red Wings, okay, oh my gosh, look, we got to conference finals, then they went like this, then they went back up in the 90s, right? The Tigers, there was 1984, and for like my generation, that was, the first title for forever, you know what I mean? But then you fast forward to guys like you or like my son who's 21, right? He saw the Wings win a Stanley Cup. He saw the Pistons win a championship.
It's the culture.
He saw the Tigers go to the World Series twice. He saw the Wings, oh, by the way, win another championship, right? That's what he grew up with. And since then, I mean, it's been bleak here, man. There's no other way to say it.
I remember when I first got here in '05, right? That's when they had the Super Bowl here. I think that's when the Bucks came back and won the Super Bowl, and that's when he retired after that year, I believe. And so I remember that was my first year at Wayne State. And so what they did was they came out to like some of the nearby universities or colleges, and they reached out to Wayne State, and they wanted us to come and work the Super Bowl. And so you have my teammates, you have me, we have the softball team, the cross country, the basketball, the baseball, like every sport is volunteering at the Super Bowl. And so this is cool. We get to see all the celebrities from Beyonce to Jay-Z to Kanye, and we're seeing all these people, and it was great for me, right? And that's when Detroit had came alive for a weekend, and it was like, this is what Detroit could be. But I like to see them really putting money into Detroit, and Detroit really coming back. We're back now, and it's only going to get better from here. And I love it, man. I just love to see the energy in the city, how sports teams, when you're winning, can help bring a city alive.
You know what was crazy? I was in the media at the time, and I have a funny story to tell you about what happened after the Super Bowl. So all these parties are happening, and like some of these dudes were so cool. Like David Spade invited me to a party out here. Like I met David Spade. He was like so cool. He was like, hey dude, I'm having a party out in Royal Oak. You want to go? No. But we did some parties downtown, and like I did some stuff with ESPN with Tom Jackson and Chris Berman. But after the game, Joik, I'm leaving the Super Bowl. True story. and I'm leaving the Super Bowl, and all the Steelers fans were outside partying, right? So I walk out and I have my media pass around my neck and everything. I kid you not, I had like 20 people run up to me because I got it says Super Bowl 40, and it says my name and it has the big logo on there and it has Seattle and Pittsburgh, right?
Right.
These guys were they wanted to buy my media pass. It's got my face on it. But because the placard said Super Bowl 40 and had like the Steelers helmet and the Seattle helmet, and these dudes are going, can I buy your media pass? And I'm going,
Did you sell it?
Hell yeah, I sold it. Are you kidding me? Like the first guy that ran up to me, he was like, he goes, can I buy your media pass? I go, nah, you know what? I think I'm going to save it. This is a special Super Bowl. It's here and everything. This dude, like in the back, goes, I'll give you $40. This other dude goes, I'll give you $80. So that's a guy gave me $80. So somewhere in Steeler country, some guy has a Super Bowl media pass hanging somewhere in his house with my dumb face on it. Sold it for $80. Didn't even think twice about it. Yeah, I probably should have stood there and negotiated with these guys. Yeah, kind of like you did with the jersey, right? You were telling me that story, and was it was it New Orleans where somebody wanted your number?
Yeah,
right.
That was Darren Sproles.
Darren Sproles, that's right. Yeah,
Darren Sproles. Yeah. And so, for people who haven't heard the story, so when I initially got to New Orleans in 2011, January of 2011. It was going into the first playoff game. I had number 43. So I had 43 for that game, and I had it going into the next season. And in our off season, we picked up Darren Sproles, and he wore 43. And so
K-State.
And so, if I was on practice squad, he could have got the number from me, and I couldn't have said anything. But since I made the team, we had to negotiate him getting 43. And so I looked to see what numbers they had. They had number 20. Barry was my favorite running back, so give me 20. And people had asked me, why did you get number 20? I told you because I'm second to none, but that was just something clever I came up with, but it was because of Barry. And so I ended up giving him 43. And so before I gave it to him, Sean Payton saw me in the hallway. I said, Coach, do I got to give up 43? He said, you don't have to, but if you do, don't hit him over the head. And I don't hit him over the head. I remember I was talking to Big Baby, Sean Rogers. He told me to charge him like $17,000. I said, no, I'm not going to charge him 17. Like, that's ridiculous. I'm not going to do. He said, I'm just telling you, I will pay that for my number. I said, well, I played D-line because I definitely would have been selling you my jersey number. And so it wasn't $17,000, but it was a nice amount, but it was fair. And so I would have gave it to him for free because I really didn't care for 43. I thought it was a ugly number anyway. I thought it was ugly, but I would have gave it to him. But since I could get something out of it, I did. But I still need my money. I need my money, Sproles.
You're better than that.
I know you are, bro.
You're better than that.
I'll find you.
Somebody got a couple comments here I want to read. Darren said, random topic. I like when the guys throw in the random topics. I do. Random topic. What is your go-to holiday drink? All right. My entire family loves the Moscow Mule. They love Moscow Mules.
Oh, I like the Moscow Mule,
and
the virgin one.
It's vodka. What is it? Ginger beer.
It's ginger beer
and lime. Isn't that it?
Ginger beer, vodka, lime.
I don't like it. I'm a whiskey with a couple of cubes.
You're an old-fashioned guy? You like an old-fashioned?
Whiskey with a couple. Give me my low ball. Throw a couple, not big cubes, couple cubes in there. Pour myself a shot or five of whiskey.
A shot of five?
A shot or five, 6. And that's my sipping stuff. I love it. Seriously, that's my thing. You got one?
I don't drink, but I like the version.
You don't at all, right? You don't at all?
Not a sip. Ever.
Good for you. God bless you.
Ever.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow.
But you know what's funny though? When I go out with my friends and they know I don't drink or smoke or anything, when I was in college, going into my freshman year, all my friends would try to get me to do it, right? And I'm like, I don't indulge, but I appreciate it. And so after a while, after a year or so, they realized he's just not going to do it.
I think it's respect.
Yeah, and so after a while, if I'm out, with a cup in my hand, I'm drinking. And like I would always go out, I would probably drink like apple, like cranberry and orange juice mixed together. And I'd drink, what are you drinking? I'm like, just some juice. No, there's something in there. I'm like, no, it's just some juice. And then I'll take a straw, kind of put something in their hand, and they'd be like, oh, it's just juice. And so after a while, they wouldn't let me drink. And after a while, they started to feel guilty doing it in front of me. I said, no, you guys don't. Do what you want to do. I mean, each his own. I just don't partake. You know,
I've always
just
felt
me.
that way. Yeah. I don't. If
No.
I respect you if that's something you. Why would I try to force something on you if you don't want it? Doesn't make sense to me, right?
Yeah, don't switch what you do. I mean, I want you to enjoy yourself, and we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Period. How can you have fun if you don't do that? Like I don't. I just have fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy life.
Find a way, man.
I enjoy life. I don't. Yeah. It's fun though.
Adam said, love what you guys are doing with all the craziness going on in the world. You guys give a lot of people reasons to smile. Keep being great. Thank you. Nick said, I wish I could have dropped stuff off. I'm 2 hours away in Ohio. I sent Venmo to help. Nick, thank you.
Thank you, Nick.
Are you kidding me?
That's huge.
Scott said, I missed that. What is the Venmo? I'd love to donate since I can't get down there. Vinny took care of it at Woodward Sports. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
He said, my
Tom
favorite.
said the Lions are always multi-time preseason champs. I remember, and I'm not going to say his name. You're not going to get me to say it on the air. I'll tell you off the air. I was talking to a beat writer during 2008. And if fans don't remember, I'm sure people remember this, the Lions went 4-0 in the 2008 exhibition season. You were still at Wayne State. They went 4-0. And this was after they went 7-9. And
what year was this?
2008. They went 7-9 in 2007, and went in 2008. They went the exhibition season. They went 4-0. And one of the beat writers, I respect this guy more than you could ever know. I really do. I mean, just the best. But it was funny because he was listening to the radio show I was doing at the time, and me and our Lions insider Tom Kowalski were doing Lions predictions, and I said 3-13, and Tom said 4-12. And so this beat writer, who you'll know who I'm talking about, this beat writer saw us at Lions later that day, and he goes, I can't believe you guys, like, are you trying to tick people off? And I go, there isn't any talent on this team, man. I mean, it's like, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it was Kitna, and Dante Culpepper was done, and Orlovsky, and they didn't. Calvin Johnson was only in his second year. This was the end of the Millen regime, and
I thought he came out in 08. I thought that might have been his first year. Was this the?
He was drafted. He was drafted in 07, right? Calvin was drafted in 07.
I don't think so.
Fact check me, Calvin. Wasn't
because he wasn't drafted. He wasn't drafted
07.
before Matt. He came in after Matt.
No, he came.
No. He came in before Matt, and then Matt came in the year.
I think it was 07, wasn't it?
Calvin was drafted in 07, so the 08 season was the second year.
Yeah,
Okay.
So whatever.
And so that's Stafford came in
09.
09. After 0-16.
Okay.
But this beat writer was like, okay, I get it. I don't think this is going to be a great team. But did you watch them in the exhibition season? And I went like this. I was like, dude, yeah, I get they went 4-0, but there's a talent problem with this team. And like he was, in fairness to him, he didn't say, I don't think this is a playoff team. He goes, but I'm sorry, I'm just going to put more into this exhibition season. Well, we know how that worked out. They went 0-16, and one of the worst teams ever. But that was the thing that I remember. Tom brought up Joy.
One of the worst teams ever.
Yeah, one of the worst teams ever. Browns went 0-16 as well. But there were these shirts that went around town that it was called preseason champs. Like somebody printed up these, and it had, it was like a championships item, right?
So that was my first Lions game that year.
No kidding, yeah?
Yeah, in the last game of the season. That was my first time ever going to a Lions game. I
No
was still at
kidding.
Wayne State. I was going into my senior year. So my brother-in-law at the time actually took me to the game. He had 2 all-SS passes because he was an FBI agent. I told you about this. So I was at that game. And I remember looking into the stands, and this was around the same time where it said like, it had something funny. It said, it was a cardboard box. It was cut out. It said on the very top, new car, $16,000. New house, $600,000. Lions going 0-16, priceless. And I saw that in the stands, and this was the last game of the season, and they lost it. And they went 0-16. It was you know what though? It was fans still at the game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it wasn't empty. They were there. I don't know if they were there to cheer them on or to watch them go 0-16.
They lost
they were
the
at
Packers,
the game.
right? The Packers was. I think the Packers was the last game of that season. It was. I know a lot of fans thought that it was almost right. Corey, I'll get your take on it in a second. Joik, honestly, I felt like my soul got hit by a truck. Like I'm not. I still think about it and it bothers me because it's like I'm always going to love this team. I'm telling you point blank. I mean, I've got a job to do and I have to report objectively about this team. But I make no bounds about it. I grew up. I'm a Lions fan. I love this football team, and it hurt to watch how bad they were and people everywhere taking shots at them. I mean that hurt.
Cut you deep.
It sucked.
Cut you deep.
I don't even like talk. Like honestly,
Were you here or were you?
Oh, I was down there.
You was down there.
And you know what? You know how it is. Your boys know you take it personal.
Mm-hmm.
My boys were taunting me. Why do you do it to yourself? Why don't you just divorce them and all that stuff? And I'm like, never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
We don't believe in divorce.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Corey?
You stick it out.
That 0-16 team, they lost 11 games by more than a touchdown.
Ugh.
That
They
was,
were so
that
bad.
was the score I was about to pull up. And that Packers game was the last game. They lost that by 10 points.
Was that a home game or away game?
That was my home game at Ford Field.
All right, did they play the Saints that year too? Home?
Let me just check that out for you right now.
They got
did. That
routed.
was the game before. Actually, take that back. The last game was at Lambeau Field. The game before that was the Saints at Ford Field.
So the last home game.
They got routed.
Yeah, 42-7.
Yeah.
We were at the. I remember I took my son. It was at. Keep it up, Corey. Just fact check me. We were at the game against Tampa that year, where the Lions got up 17-0 in that game. Okay, and I'm sitting there going like this. Yeah. At least we're gonna get one in 2008. And my son looked at me, and here's the worst part about it. My son was 9 at the time, and he looks at me and he goes, "Dad, come on." And I'm going, "No, come on, it's 17-0." And they ended up blowing them out. Like seriously, from that point on, Tampa just came out and blew them out. It was just one of those years.
Because of you.
It was my fault.
Definitely
It was definitely my fault. Couple other comments. I want to get into this, and then somebody's got a challenge for you.
The basketball challenge?
Yeah, I want to get your take on that. Vinny said, you have to think they finally give Larkin the C this year, the Red Wings. I think he has proved himself as a leader and one of our best players with Burton Mantha. Vinny, I think so. I think, one man's opinion, I think they were waiting for him to kind of take the next step in maturity as well. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if he ends up having the C this year. Especially going through some of the down times, because I think everybody knows the good times are coming. It's not going to be this year. I think Steve still has more work to do in addressing this, but I think one of the things that I liked about the offseason is all the guys have flexibility in regards to movement. When you sign, guys with impending UFAs, boy, he can flip this roster pretty quickly and gives himself some flexibility for that.
Hey Sean, real quick.
Yeah.
You were correct. They started out 17-0 against the Bucks in that game, and they fell behind. Well, of course they fell behind.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Ended up losing. And guess who the quarterback was? The Bucks quarterback, from what I'm reading, was Jeff Garcia.
I was there with my son. Back then, I would take off Joik. I would take off. When he was growing up, I would take off like one Sunday a year and say, I just want to be dad today. Right. You know what I mean? I don't want to do the radio thing. Just give me 1 week where I can go take my boy to the game and all that stuff. I would do my television stuff in the morning, but I like for the rest of the day, I'd say, just give me one Sunday where I can go be dad. So that was the game that we went to, and it was, I don't even like to think about it. What is this all about? Bell, you owe me a rematch in a basketball shooting game. This time I won't wear my Abdullah jersey.
I think we might have. I can't remember that, but it might have been a shooting game, like at an arcade or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we might. I think it might have been at the Top Golf Swing Suite, like back when everything was open. I think we were playing basketball and they had like the machine, the basketball machine where the ball comes down, you catch it, shoot
Pop a shot?
Yeah. And so we were doing that, and I think somebody came up and challenged me. I guess they knew who I was, so they challenged me, and they thought because since I was a football player that I didn't have any basketball skills. And so
did you drop a child, please? You should have gone all Ocho Cinco.
You know what though? I only talk junk to like people that I'm close to, and people that I respect in like certain games. Like if I were to play like Chad in ping pong, like I'm gonna talk junk to Chad because he talks so much. And so when I beat him with something, he's gonna feel it. Like he's like, if we're friends and we have like a small wager and I beat you, I would hate to lose to me.
Yeah.
I would hate to lose to me because like on the field during the game, we win a game. It's always just good game. But like with my friends, I'm in your face. I'm in your face. I'm putting it in the group chat. For instance, I was in Denver. I was in Colorado when I was with all like the homies, and we're at the spot. We're playing ping pong, and so me and my homeboy Scott played for the Vikings for a while. He was actually pretty good at ping pong, and so I was just beating everybody. And so he gets on the table and we play, and I beat him, but it was a close game. So I really had to play him for real. And so fast forward, I'm up the series 2-1, and then he just goes up on me on the series 5-3. And so it's like the last day I'm there, so I gotta win. I can't leave tied, and I can't leave losing. And so I tie the series up at 5-5. We get to the last game, and the game is close. He has me 9-7. We're going to 11. I tied up at 9-9. It's his serve. He muffs the serve and gives me game point. And do you have that video?
We're queuing that up right now.
Queuing up?
It's about to start loading in a second.
Okay, so I had a video of the game point. And
I gotta see this.
He has a mean spike. Now this video is only like a 20-second clip, but he's really good though. We're not gonna show the whole thing, just the game point.
I want to do some game work. I want to see what your game is.
Right. So we're playing Darren. So Darren McFadden is actually recording the whole game. So you kind of hear him in the background, kind of chirping.
McFadden?
Yeah, McFadden. So he's recording the whole game, because he's terrible at it. Like he's horrible. We're gonna get him on the show, but he's horrible at it. So fast forward, we get to the game point, and somehow he kind of spikes it to the left side of the table, and I can't really get there to so I had to turn my whole body. I had to turn my whole body to kind of hit it back, and for some luck, it lands on his side of the table. He wasn't expecting it, and it kind of threw him off, and he just tried to hit it, and he couldn't. It hit the net and bounced back on his side, and I ended up winning the game, and I went crazy.
I love it. I want to see your style. Game. I want to see your style because I don't even want to tell you what I don't care.
No, we only play. So you're only going to see. You're not going to see my style off this. You're only going to see because I'm not serving. Only he's serving to me because it's game point, obviously. And so you're only going to see me kind of volley back to him, and I only volley back like 2 or 3 times, and then after that, it was over. I won it. So
I'm going to tell you point blank, and I'm probably giving you too much information, but when we play, I'm like, baseball. You hear the junk pitcher.
Right.
I'm the junk pitcher.
Okay.
I'm going to throw nothing but junk your way.
The whole time.
That's the way I play.
Yeah.
And you know what it does? It pisses people off. I've watched it happen because there are the guys, like you talked about the spike guy. The guy that's sitting there waiting to spike you, it's just like, to me, that's the easiest guy to beat. Because you just start picking them. You start picking the corners. Mm-hmm. And the drop shot that bounces back, they don't know what to do with it. Mm-hmm. They'll be leaning over the table and they'll go like this, and then when it comes back, they'll slap the table and then they lose their mind. So it's almost like a psychological game.
Yeah.
I love that guy that sits back and he thinks he's Superman and he benches 350 pounds. And it's like fresh fish. Like
fresh
I'm sitting there going, fresh fish, fresh fish.
It's fresh. and so I'm the type of guy I'm gonna throw junk.
Yeah, I love junk.
I'm gonna throw the junk, but only on the. Do you do 6-inch rule?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the junk on my serves.
Okay.
And then I'm playing tennis with you, like over here.
Pick the corners.
I'm what you call it when you kind of just tap it.
English. Little English.
Little
Just
English.
yeah.
You give it English, but I forgot the name of it. When you play the net, I saw playing the net.
Oh, okay.
I saw playing the net.
It's somebody will think of it.
I forgot the name, but I played the net a little bit. Do you ever play tennis though, like real tennis?
Yeah. I can't anymore, but I used to love it. Loved
I'm
it.
gonna get you out there.
I've got a big brace for my knee.
I got you.
All right,
I got plenty of them.
Find something. Yeah, find something for my knee. I'll do it. I love it.
I have plenty of them.
Let's see. Jets are going to go 0-16 too. I'd be stunned if the Jets won another game, especially after they blew that game against the Raiders. I'd be stunned if they won another game. All right, Corey, you got that video up? We'll get back to some of your comments as well.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. There it was. He said he caught. We're at Zap Zone. I was at a birthday party. He called me out of Zap Zone. And
Great
he
spot.
said he ended up breaking the record on me in the game. I made every shot and only got 52 points. He was so much faster, scored 93.
Love it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the video that Joik was talking about.
Yeah.
Corey with a K, Corey E. Woods. Follow him on social media.
Yeah.
Does a great job. Corey, whenever you're ready, let her rip.
So we chase him. So he runs in his room. He runs in the theater room. We chase him. And we're like, no, come out here. Come out here. You're gonna see this camera. He's like, get the camera off me. Get the camera off me. But I sit there in the group chat like a couple of days ago, and it just brought back memories. It's just a lot of fun, man.
It is such a dagger. Like when you threw your paddle, that's such a dagger. That's like you are literally going like this inside your victim, right?
No. The equivalent to that paddle is equivalent to hitting a home run and you do the
bat flip.
The flip. You do the bat flip. You do the bat flip and you walk off.
Jose Batista, Joey Bats just did a bat flip.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So long, boys. We had this saying when I played basketball in high school. Whenever somebody shot it like a three, shot a shot, you always blurt out something. Shoot it, chili peppers, because you might chill out. It's just it was that type of thing, and we just have fun with it, man. I love hanging with the guys. It's beautiful. It's like therapy,
One of my favorite things, and my buddies and I still do it. The guys that I grew up with, we have wiffle ball home run derbies. Love it, absolutely love it. The wiffle ball home run derby is beautiful. Tony said, I had season tickets in 08. I never even missed a play. Stayed in my seat every single game. Matt said, don't forget about the 76 Bucks. Yeah, that's almost like the forgotten bad team because 0-16 took it next level. Whitney said, I shared a meme that said Detroit people still end all relationships quickly but won't break up with the Lions. I literally know people. I don't know if you do, Joik. I know people that said I can't do this anymore and stop being a Lion fan. I do. I know a couple of my buddies that I grew up with were like, I'm tired of getting kicked in the teeth, and I always say the same thing to people. You do what's best for you. I couldn't imagine not
cheering for.
I
can't do it.
How could you turn that off? I don't know. Like somebody that even if you move away, like you move to Chicago. One of my buddies has been in Chicago now for 27 years. So he's slowly become a Chicago Bulls fan, right? But he always says the same thing. He goes, I'm a Pistons fan. How could you stop being a fan? Like that's what you've known growing up.
So
you know
he's a
mean?
Pistons fan, but he likes the
he
Bulls?
likes the Bulls, and he goes, I hate it. He goes, but that's the team here. I've had season tickets, and
I don't know if you can.
You don't think you can do both at the same time?
If he was from Ohio, or he was from New York, or if he was from like Kentucky, and he liked both teams, I think you can be a fan. But is he from here?
Yeah.
I don't think you can be a fan of both.
I
think you can be a fan of one and respect another one.
You know what's kind of funny? He's been there now, if I do the math, he's been there now 27 years. So he's been in Chicago longer than he was even here. But like for me, it's like, could you imagine one day, well, it's different for you, but like I'm not a Wayne State fan anymore. How does somebody do that? You know, like I hear people say that.
It's different for me though. I can't. That's my alma mater.
Yeah,
so
sure.
that's
It's
always
different
going to be
for
a
you.
part of it.
Absolutely,
it's gonna be different for me.
absolutely.
That's.
But that's, I mean, like to me, that's what I say to all my buddies is like how do you do that? And they're like, I don't watch a game. I said, see, you lost me right there. I couldn't. And one of my buddies like watches the games, but he just doesn't like he doesn't get mad. He's not or anything like that. And it's just like, if that works for you, great. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. Let's see.
Let me see. Drop the mic. Kenny said, drop the mic. I did. That was exactly what it was. Drop the mic. We have Takesha Webster on. That's my best friend. Thanks for tuning in today, Keisha.
Hi. How are you? That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
No, love to hear it. Some other comments. Boy, all of a sudden this isn't moving. It's just one of those, the gremlins are in here today. There's no doubt about that.
technology savvy.
Somebody said, how did you feel about the Jim Schwartz hire? I thought Jim Schwartz was the right coach at the right time and with the right team, with the right. Detroit was coming out of the recession. The Lions were coming out of the year from hell. I thought everything kind of came together for Coach Schwartz. I did.
Yeah.
And this is one man's opinion. Just one man's opinion.
Yeah.
I was not inside the locker room. He
Yeah,
was, so he can speak to this a hell of a lot better than I can. I thought that from the outside looking in, Coach Schwartz let a lot of the press clippings and a lot of success go to his head. And again, one man's opinion. He can tell you how right or wrong I was. I thought that suddenly he kind of became the smartest man in the room type of stuff. That was always my take from the outside looking in.
Yeah, man. I have nothing against Coach Schwartz, man. I like Coach Schwartz.
Sure.
Even when he wanted to cut me for being late to a meeting, I'm like, but it happens, right? But I remember when we had a team meeting, and we were talking about he was talking about how when he took on this job for the Lions, how the media and different coaches would say, why would you go? Oh, your career is going to die there. It's going to die. And he came in, he took the team, he took them to the playoffs, and he did something great here that brought pride to the city. And so I always respected him for that.
Can I bring up one play to you where, and it was one of the last times.
Don't say Thanksgiving.
No.
Okay.
That I got mad that day. It was his last season in Pittsburgh. I ain't scared. We ain't scared. Do you remember that? All right. Pouring rain. You're leading the Steelers. It's pouring rain in Pittsburgh.
What year is this? 2013?
2013.
13, yeah.
Pouring rain in Pittsburgh. You're leading the Steelers. You're driving the ball down the field.
I got hurt that game.
You got a chip shot field goal. I do remember that. You got a chip shot field goal that you can put on the board, and instead you call for a fake field goal, okay, with your rookie punter. A fake field goal with your rookie punter. Now, I get it if you want to throw the ball to the best wide receiver in the league in 2013, Calvin Johnson, okay? You call in the pouring rain, you call for a fake field goal to your 165-pound rookie punter in Pittsburgh. Like, it was such a moronic call to me. Like, it was, and I think it wasn't just the call that pissed me off, it was the explanation after the game. Well, Coach, what made you call that play? We wanted to show Pittsburgh we ain't scared. We ain't scared? With your 165-pound rookie quarterback? Give the ball to Joyce Bell. You were up. Give the ball to Calvin Johnson. You got the best wide receiver. I don't mind taking the gamble.
Yeah.
That I'm all for it, okay?
That was the battle, and that was
an unbelievable game, and then it flipped after that play. The whole freaking game flipped after that play. That's what I was going like this.
Yeah.
That was like,
and I wanted
for
to
me,
come back. He wouldn't let me come back in the game. He wouldn't let me come back.
And then he said after the game, we ain't scared. Well, you aren't smart either to call a fake field goal with your rookie punter in the pouring rain in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
See, that emotion, it's 7 years later. Corey, do you remember that play? Do you remember that fake field goal?
Yeah, he remembers that.
Sam freaking Martin's running the football in the rain in Pittsburgh. What the hell? What's wrong with you?
Simmer down. Simmer down,
I'm
Sean.
sorry, you're right.
Sean, simmer down.
I'm sorry, you're right,
All right.
Joy. Thanks for
But
getting me in control.
That's some good content, though. That's
Thank
some
you
good
for getting
content.
me
I mean,
control.
I think everybody has some PTSD with these Lions
Listen.
moments, unfortunately.
PTSD.
Oh my God,
Chad,
man.
do you remember that play, the fake field goal in the pouring rain in Pittsburgh with your punter? And you're telling people after the game, we ain't scared. Look how tough we are. Oh no, here comes Sam Martin. That's no offense.
I love
Joey.
Sam. I love Sam.
That's when Schwartz
Sam,
lost me.
you know,
I was
man,
done.
Sam was about 180.
Yeah.
He was about 180.
About 180.
About 180.
Oh no, and there's the Steelers with the Steelers, the whole steel curtain and Men in Black. Oh no, how do we stop this punter in the rain?
You know what though, man? I blame myself for
Look
not
at
just,
you, you're such a teammate, dude. Don't do that.
I blame myself for not being in the game. I blame
For real?
myself. I blame myself for not being in the game. I was having a great game that game, and then that play I think probably the drive before that, right before I got hurt, when they took me out, I was having we were really moving. Me and Reggie, like and that was the thing about when I played with Reggie. If I wasn't having a good game, he was having a good game.
Absolutely.
If he wasn't having a good game, I was having a good game, and eventually we'll feed off each other, right? I wanted him to be successful. He wanted me to be successful, so we kind of fed off each other. And then that game, I kind of put it all on his back. Similar to like Philly when we're literally, I'm not lying, we're in pat and go, right? And like Reggie usually starts it off. I'm in back of Reggie. He had Theo Riddick in back of me, and so Reggie goes first, I go second, and Reggie, after like the second time going around, he goes to take off and he stops. And I said, bro, what are you doing? And he drops down, he grabs his calf. I'm like, what? Like, what's up, bro? He said, I think I pulled my calf. I said, what? And this is right before the game. We're in pat and go. And he said, I think I pulled my calf. So they take him to the back. I finished doing the pat and go. We finished doing our individual, and he's in the locker room. I go in. I said, bro, what's going on? And they were like, you're starting today. And so we changed our whole game plan within like 4 to 5 minutes before the game. And so now I'm taking all of Reggie plays that we had put in for him. Theo's coming in, he's playing. That was on a day like that with that type of weather, that's the worst weather I've ever seen.
It was unbelievable.
We went in, you could still see the grass. We came back out right before, like for the national anthem, and it was like over a foot of snow on the field, and they couldn't shovel it because it was grass. Oh, it was terrible.
If you guys don't remember that, go back and look that up. 2013, that game in Philly was unbelievable. How much snow there was. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of when they were in St. Cloud. I'm sure you saw the video where Tony Davis ran.
In Wayne State.
It just the snow just it wouldn't stop. It was incredible, Joik. It was incredible. Hey, Corey, give me some info on this. This is Vinny said, Sean bringing the same energy this morning. Thank you, appreciate it. Somebody brought up Jim Schwartz. Jim Schwartz lost me that day.
Yeah.
That was like I was done. That was it. Kenny said Notre Dame might boycott the college football playoffs if players' families can't come. Did that just come down? Because there's a lot of speculation about whether or not families are going to be able to come and everything. So this is one of those things right now that evidently just came up. Corey's looking it up right now. What's up, Stick?
What's going on?
How you doing, buddy? You all right?
Good, how are you?
You guys want to come in? You want to say anything?
I thought George
Yeah.
Oh,
I did call
come
you
on
over.
Oh, okay, good.
So what are we doing with this today?
Actually, let me grab this.
Chrissy, Joy, come on up here.
Corey, you can turn mic 3 on.
Turn mic 3. We all up?
There we go.
All right, so these are the guys that are behind bringing in all these gifts. Stan sleeping on the couch, bringing in all the gifts for the kids. How many gifts? So this doubled from yesterday, bro.
Yeah.
I would even say triple.
We were trying to estimate the value of this because Meyer kickstarted it with $5,000 on day one.
This is about $30,000 worth of gifts.
Oh, we were thinking about 50.
We're
About
40
50.
to 50 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been crazy. And,
I forgot about the TVs.
Yeah, the
I'm quite close to
TVs.
that.
And I think you guys are underestimating how important of a role you've played in it. It's not us doing this; it's us doing this, man.
And when you say us, he means everybody. You guys too.
Yeah, everybody here. I mean, you guys. Like, I was talking to Sean before you went on. I'm like, thank you guys for sometimes it's disruptive when people come through your show. You break your thought of a good point you were trying to make, but you guys you didn't ask for this, but you guys have been so great with everybody.
This is great.
So we got to thank you guys for embracing this and being a huge part of it as well. Sure. We're giving this away on Monday on your show.
Oh, so this is Monday we're giving this away?
Yep.
Okay, Monday we're giving it away.
Yep,
okay.
On your show. We'll draw the winner over the weekend. All you got to do is go to our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, and make sure you follow Chrissy as well on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's Fire Flame Friday, right, Chrissy?
It's Fire Flame Friday.
It's Freestyle Friday. Come on,
Freestyle Friday.
We got some bars? We got some bars?
Actually, I'm not that bad.
Chrissy, you got some. Hey, hold up. Give me some bars real quick, Chrissy. Sean gave us some bars earlier.
You gotta give me a beat. Give me a beat. Okay. All right. We out here in Woodward Sports Network. We're collecting toys for the children's at Mott's Hospital. Hey, shout out to Meyer. We got Joey on the beat. We got Joik over here. We also got Baligian. Who you giving the L to? Sticks over here wondering what the hell you doing.
Hey, okay. Right. Chrissy. Freestyle Friday. Yeah, son.
Hit him with it, Chrissy.
On cue as well, we have another family coming in and helping out other families as well.
Hi, guys.
3 beautiful children as well, who I know have been good and are going to get great presents from Santa.
Yeah.
We got to get them on. Come on.
Santa's going to be here soon, too.
This is your family right here, right?
Yeah, they're my family.
That's okay. That's okay,
Joy
sweetheart.
is scaring the.
There you go. Mickey Mouse will work.
You want to give Mickey Mouse a hug? Come on.
Yeah,
look at that
who can
smile.
sit down to Mickey?
Look at that smile.
She's thinking
So
about
if you
it.
want to win the
She's thinking
PlayStation,
about
make
it.
sure you're following us on all social media. That's how we're giving it away. All you got to do is tag 3 people, share the post, and I think you're qualified. That's it.
Qualified.
And then, giving this away. You guys will announce the winner Monday at 11 a.m., right, when you guys kick off the show.
And for people who don't know, which I think everybody knows, how hard it is to get this. And not only are you getting this, but you're also getting a Myers gift card with it as well.
This
$100.
is the real reason why we slept here, so that we could guard it.
Yeah.
People are looking in the windows like, that a PS5?
Yeah.
Like, chill.
Chill.
Like, relax, bro.
Yeah, so shout out to the Meyer Royal Oak for hooking this one. They gave my boy Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Mike at Meyer.
Thank you.
Mike at Meyer.
Take over your show.
No problem, man. Anytime.
No, this is so much fun. Are you kidding me? Much love. And you guys, I can't wait for you guys to go home and get a good rest tonight. Seriously. Yeah, right?
Go to sleep.
Good for you.
Go to sleep.
You guys go rest. You put in so much good work, you know?
You know what? Though? I'm looking at some of these gifts, and some of these gifts I loved playing as a kid. Do you guys remember the board game Sorry?
Oh my gosh, we still have tournaments in my house. I kid you not.
Seriously?
Yep. My daughter, my 15-year-old daughter, if you ask her on any, I'm going to do it tonight just to prove a point. So I have something else to do in the media tonight. And when my show's over at 8 o'clock, I do a show with McCarty. When my show's over at 8 o'clock, I'll walk out in the front room, and seriously, this will be the conversation. I'll go, what do you guys want to do tonight? My daughter, I guarantee you, will say, do you want to play Sorry? She loves it. She's 15 years old. She loves the game.
Seriously.
She loves, absolutely
You know what it
loves
is for us? It's Uno.
Oh, that's a great game.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
But we make up our own rules. Uno, the directions and the instructions on how to play, they don't know what they're talking about. You can stack them. Who stacks them in Uno? No one puts down one card anymore. If you have 2 2s in your hand, you can put down both 2s. If you have 4 4s in your hand, you can put down all 4, regardless of the color. If it's all 4s, you can put them all down.
Yep.
Hey, you have 2 skips, 2 people getting skipped. So Uno, you guys need to fix your rules because you guys don't know what you're talking about.
I absolutely loved. Oh, go ahead, Corey. You wanted to say something?
Hey, I was just letting you know I pulled up that Notre Dame quote from Brian Kelly.
Yeah.
So that's what BK said?
It definitely just came out. They asked him on a Zoom call previewing the ACC championship game about families attending the games, and he said, "I'm not sure we'll play in the playoffs if the parents can't be there. Why would we play if we can't have families at the games? If you can't have families at bowls, why would you go to a game where your families can't be a part of it? What's the sense of playing a game in an area of the country where nobody can be a part of it?
Wow. What do you think, Joy? I mean, listen, if I was a player, yeah, I'd want my family there. I'm already around my family inside the house and everything, and these stadiums are built as such, or you could put one family there, one family there, one family there. You
have to think about it. These kids have been playing this game since the age of 8. And so now 10 years later, where some of these guys are 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever the age may be, they've been working from that time to get to this point, right? And so to make it to a championship at any level isn't easy. Especially like high school is hard, college is harder, and NFL is it's not, you can go through a whole NFL career and not win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
I know people who played 15 years and never won a Super Bowl. And so to get to any level, get to a championship game, now it's great, and I would want to have my family there, right? But don't rob yourself of the experience and of the memories that you'll create with your teammates. Don't do that. You know?
Good perspective.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to work my whole life to get to a certain point and be like, oh no, my family can't be there, so let's not. I mean, it's going to be televised, so you'll have it on film. You'll always be able to go back. You don't see your family on film. You just see them after the game.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's just my perspective on it.
I think that's a good perspective.
Yeah,
dude.
that's the perspective. Like, you've been working your whole life to get to a certain point, and now you're there, and now you can go in, you can put your name in the history books, and you'll always be remembered as the team who won the championship. So, if it was me and my teammates, we'll have a talk and we'll hear everybody's perspective, and that would be mine. Like, we worked this hard to get here. Let's not flush it down the drain because of this situation that we're in that we can't control. One thing I've been a firm believer in is not putting my energy into things you can't control. You'll drive yourself nuts.
Amen.
If you can't control it, you can't control it. Now, that's my take.
I love that. That is one of my, and Joy, I say this to my kids all the time. Kids, if you're watching, you're probably laughing right now. It took me many years to figure that out. Look, Joy, trust me, I was about 40 years old where it hit me saying my blood pressure goes to here over things I have no control over. If it's something that I can control, well, then shame on me. Then I can get ticked off. Exactly. But I'm not going to get worked up over, let's say, God forbid, we have technical difficulties with the show right now.
Right.
Everything goes south. We don't get to say goodbye. We don't get to do the next, 28 minutes of the show, right?
Right.
Poor Adam's running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Corey's going, dude, why would I get mad at that? I don't have any control over that.
No control.
It sucks that it happened. And yeah, it stinks that we didn't get a chance to tell everybody, have a great weekend. Thank you for all of this. We'll tell you how it went. All of that, okay? Why am I getting mad? There's nothing I could have done that could have prevented that. And so it's funny how your perspective changes. You sounded like a father when you were talking about that. And you are a father, for people out there that don't know. Yeah. That's kind of like, as I've gotten older, I tell my kids all the time, kids, don't do what I did.
Right.
You know, there are some mistakes along the way that I've made, and I'm not trying to be a hypocrite. I'm trying to tell you, don't go down that road, because that road will just tick you off.
It's like this. If I walk across that street and get hit by a car, are you going to walk across that street without looking both ways? You know, you learn from me. You learn from my mistakes, and I think that's, as parents, that's our job, right? Now some things in life you got to let your kids go through, and they have to figure out some things on their own. But for like some parts, you can, it's our job to help guide them. Like, we don't want you guys to go through the same thing we went through.
Yep.
But we want you guys to have the same principles we had growing up.
Yep.
So I tell you, it's a fine line between giving your kids everything you never had, but at the same time giving them everything you also had. So it's hard.
It is.
It's hard to kind of figure out that balance. And as parents, we don't have it figured out. We're learning. We learn every day. Every day we're learning. So even our kids, when we are teaching you guys. I had my son young, and so I literally grew up with my son. Like, that's like one of my best friends. Like, I grew up with him, so we grew up together. 19, first semester at college, didn't know what I was going to do, but I figured it out. I figured it out, and kudos to my family for helping me along the way, because that's a scary moment. You're never ready. Like you said, you had your son when you were 29. You weren't ready.
Wasn't ready. Openly admit it. I tell him that all the time.
Yeah.
It was like, and I feel bad for the first one. You're a guinea pig. I'm a first child. I was a guinea pig. I know it.
I was a baby, so I got all the good. Got all the good stuff.
Yeah,
got all the good stuff.
Scott said, "I'm betting the ACC might have words with Coach Kelly. That playoff money would look really good this year." Yeah, that's there's a very legitimate point there. The network money, and whether it be the ACC network, Big Ten network, that's one thing that saved a lot of fannies. But you get a little of that playoff money and you spread it around the conference. That's a good point there. Demetrius said, let's get to the Pistons. We talked a little Pistons earlier, but I have no problem revisiting it.
Yeah, we can.
Experts say the Pistons will finish 30 games under 500. What are the odds of Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose getting traded? What kind of package are you going to get?
I don't know.
I
guess we'll see I don't think we can make that decision now.
Yep.
We have to see how they play throughout, and then we make that decision when that trade deadline comes up. So,
and not just that, Corey. It's what kind of package am I getting in return?
Yeah.
You have to, and this is where
but the package you get is going to be based off their play.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about the other day. Like, a GM has to do the due diligence. To me, nobody is untradeable, okay? If you give me an incredible package, how do I say no to that? Especially a position the Pistons are in right now, where they're trying to get out of this purgatory that they've been in, not quite good enough to get into the playoffs and win a game, not quite bad enough to get a lottery pick. It's been the NBA's version of purgatory. And Troy Weaver's making some moves to get them out of there, and I, for one, salute it.
Yeah, I salute it. I like what he's doing. So, but at the same time, I'm not going to jump the gun. I just want to see how the season pans out. I think they're 2-1 right now in the preseason. They have the Wizards next. Is that tomorrow?
Let's wait and see. Yeah, go ahead, Corey.
I was just gonna say, like, if you're gonna talk about a trade package for Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose, there are two things you got to factor in. One, you have to factor in what their health is going to be like over the next couple of months to see if they're going to be able to withstand the injuries that they've sustained in their careers. A second thing is you got to be able to see which team is going to be a contender and is going to want to go ahead and give the Pistons what they want to upload them, because they've already shown that they're not going to just go ahead and give up Derrick Rose or Blake Griffin without getting something, at least significant return. So they can go ahead and rob a contender probably at one of the trade deadlines to be able to get them. I think I can honestly see them moving Derrick Rose a lot easier than Blake Griffin, because Blake Griffin's contract he's owed $38 million. And I think if they want to move him right now, this will be the best option, because he has a player option. And next year he can opt in, and I'm pretty sure he's going to opt in for that money. So it all depends on what's going to happen with their health over the next couple of months, and if there's a team that feels that, hey, one of these guys can go ahead and put us over the hump.
I like it. Actually, I like what Blake is to this team. It was a clip yesterday from last game when he got in a scuffle. Did you see that?
Yeah, we did. I think I have that clip somewhere still.
Yeah, let's play that clip. And I posted that clip actually on my Instagram because it reminded me of the Bad Boys. Like that clip of him just taking the guy, just throwing him down, and they're kind of laughing at him when he wanted to fight him. That's. Yeah, I'm not saying that's classy basketball. I'm just saying that's Detroit basketball.
That's Detroit basketball.
That's Detroit basketball. I love that physical. I love that physical.
That's absolutely
aspect of the game.
Absolutely.
That they're trying to bring back.
I got that ready for you guys too.
All right, hey, before we get that, Corey, before you drop that, we got to say hello to some more guys that popped in. You guys will you guys come up here and have a chat with us? Is that cool? Sure. Come on up. Definitely. I mean, people just keep bringing. People keep bringing. I love this guy's hat. Can we get a shot of his hat?
Anybody got a Michigan hat on?
That's a beautiful hat.
Look at that. Is that for the basketball
team?
Right? For the Spartans? Is that
all right. What's up, fellas?
How you guys doing?
Excellent. Hold that up a little closer to your mouth. Who are you?
Trevor Usen, live in Clarkson, Michigan. Go to Clarkson High School.
Outstanding.
Okay.
And you?
Brett Busen, go to Clarkson Junior High.
Outstanding.
Okay.
And
Junior
you guys came out here to
Yeah,
do
we
what
a
today?
big kid, man.
Bring some toys.
Outstanding. Thank you so much.
No problem,
We
man. Appreciate you
really,
guys.
really appreciate it. This is so awesome. And you know what? Especially I'd like to see Joy, like we were talking about earlier, to see young people that get it.
They get it.
You guys get it. Like, you know, that's the coolest thing to me. You're blessed. You get your Christmas and everything. And you guys are coming out here and helping others. I mean,
Absolutely.
God bless you guys. Seriously.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to
and
you.
it's a gift from us to you guys. You guys can get this hat.
Did you see that tease? Did you see that tease?
That was cold. That was. You had me for a second. You had me.
Hey, Merry Christmas, you guys. Thanks for coming out. Really appreciate it.
Guys.
Now, how stinking cool is that? We'll get to this video as promised in just a second. But Joy, these young men were raised the right way.
They were.
You got a high schooler.
Is that his dad there?
Dad,
you want to come up here
Dad,
too?
well
Hey, Dad,
done.
come up here.
Joey, we used to do work together with Proven Fork.
With who?
With Shelly.
Yeah. How you doing? Man, thanks for coming by today. We gotta get you the mic though.
Here you go.
You good?
You sure you don't want to do it?
Yeah, we were in here the other day with DCFC.
I remember.
Okay.
So I'm with DCFC now. So it's
Okay, good deal. Everything's going well.
Awesome.
Thanks you for bringing the kids, man. We appreciate it,
I
man.
love it. This is amazing.
He looks like a baller. Are both of them ballers?
Baseball,
Yeah.
gaming.
Outstanding.
Gaming. Are you on gaming?
Yeah,
So
which
are you-
really hurts
so
that
are
you
you
taunted
tuning
the
in on
poor kid,
Wednesday?
right?
So are you tuning in on Wednesday for our Call of Duty battle? We're streaming live on Twitch. Tap in. What is it? Woodward Sports at Twitch. All right.
I heard
All right.
he's
What's your
got
favorite game?
some big names that are going to join his team as
Yeah.
well in the gaming world.
So what's your favorite game?
I mean, I don't really know. I just play whatever my friends are playing, really.
Which is
All right.
what?
I don't. Like
They're
Minecraft.
obviously Fortnite. They do Minecraft.
Oh, Fortnite.
Is that
Oh, I haven't played Minecraft yet. Is it pretty good? Is it fun?
Yeah.
What? Fortnite or Call of Duty? Which one you going with?
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. My guy. My guy. Give you some. I like it. All right, thanks for stopping by,
Thank you guys.
I appreciate it.
Nice to see you again.
Nice seeing you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Love
No,
Thank you.
It's so cool. Thank you. Because of people like you guys. Thank you. Joy, seriously, before we get to that video, a high schooler and a junior high schooler just came out here and dropped off toys. Like,
Yeah.
man,
Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
my heart needs it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just
Can't beat it.
people just step up in time of need. You guys are the best. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, Corey. Without further ado, let's do this.
Isaac Bonga with a rebound. And somebody went down. It's Bryant.
He's the only one that's revved up right now. He came out of the locker room with a different disposition.
You know what? I just like this. I just like how Blake just kind of looks at him, laughs. You don't want this. Yeah, you don't want these problems. But it just reminds me of like that old school Detroit basketball. You're gonna come in, you're gonna take a couple hits, you're gonna leave out with a couple bumps and bruises. You know, maybe 1 or 2 more than what you came in with. I like it. I love it.
Listen,
I love it. I can't get enough of it.
You
Christy,
know-
don't come on this show trying to grab no phone. Get off my show. Yeah, I saw
Get
it.
off my show.
You get off of my show.
Go get toys, guys.
You know, you just played the Pistons, right? You know, I mean that's the way it is.
Oh, yeah.
Is she going through there looking for somebody's number? Right? Is that?
No, this is my phone.
Oh, that's your
that's her
phone.
phone. Yeah, that's her.
I thought
She
you were going
left
through
it.
Joy's phone looking for a certain somebody's number.
Wait,
No.
no, I'm just saying.
I'm right here on Facebook.
They already wrote a status.
Couple comments. Lynn, our job as parents is to give them the tools. Absolutely. I tell my kids that all the time. You guys are doing this on your own. It's not me. You made a choice to do the right thing in life. You made a choice to do well in school. You made a choice to get on the dean's list. You made a choice. I didn't do that. I'm not taking credit for that. And you know, it's really cool because they always say, you know, Dad, you were a good dad, and you kind of led us in the right direction. I said, You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
That's definitely
that
right.
That was their choice, and so I give my kids all the credit.
Definitely right.
Scott said Pistons would trade Griffin for those basketballs they donated. Anything over that is a bonus. I don't think Rose wants to be traded. He didn't last year. Kenny said they are going to have more worth as veterans and leaders than what we could get back for them. And that is the million-dollar question. If Blake shows he can be healthy, that's a different story. If Blake shows he can be healthy, is part of the issue. If Blake's healthy, he still can ball.
And Sean, on to add in, that is true about Derrick Rose. Last year, I had the opportunity, well, actually not last year, this year, had the opportunity to interview him at All-Star Weekend, and he pretty much just said that he did not want to be traded. He wanted to stay here in Detroit because of the organizations he had been to, like Cleveland and New York. In Detroit, he felt this was the first time he wasn't being lied to by an organization, and they treated him with the respect that he felt he deserved.
Yeah. To upfront people.
Yeah.
And you know what, and as players, that's all we ask for. Just be upfront, right? Just be upfront. But, at the same time, not owners, but like the GMs and presidents are trying to do what's best for the owners and the best for the organization.
Sure.
Right? And as players, we have to do what's best for us. But it's always good when you can, do you guys plan on moving on from, so we can start making plans in the future? I've had teammates and I've had close friends who played in the NBA, who they'll get a call and pack your stuff up, you're going here. You're like, wait, what? What? I was just in practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we traded you, you're going over here now. And they have no idea. I think when the Pistons traded, I think Drummond, he didn't have any clue. He didn't. I think he might have found. I could be wrong, but I think he found out on social media. And
happens way too much.
Yeah, way too much.
It really does.
I'm like, wait, what? How does? And I think it's a respect factor to be able to get a phone call and say, listen, we've been talking to da-da-da. We plan on making this move, but when you sign that contract, you are literally signing your life away. But at the same time, you're getting paid handsomely for it. And so when you get paid a certain amount of money, people take away, they don't have any sympathy for you. Oh, he's getting all that money, he'll be okay, he'll be all right, he has money. But I want people to realize, like, money doesn't solve everything. Money doesn't keep you warm at night. Money doesn't, money doesn't always make you happy. Now, it can solve some financial issues for you, but also it can bring more issues to you. So,
what was it that Biggie said? More money, more problems.
More money, more problems.
It's not.
It's true.
It's not a false statement.
Jay-Z said that money doesn't change you; it changes the people around you, and I found that to be true. I had we have players who we are targets, right? And you have people who want to go after these players, right? So. The least we can do as an organization is be upfront with the players, because we already have to deal with so much, from the field, from the court, away from the business. So we at least can be have the common courtesy and the respect of an organization to be able to call a guy and say, listen, we've been talking to da-da-da about you. They just called us today. We're about to make a move. They want to give you a heads up, even if it's a text. Right? Let us know so we can start let our family know, because some of us, we have families, so it's important.
Go ahead, Corey.
Hey, I had a question for Drake. As a player, what do you think is the disconnect that fans do not understand from what you just explained?
The money aspect. They can only see what the media portrays or puts out. So they see the money. Oh, he signed a 5-year, $200 million contract. All his problems are solved. His problems are just beginning, right? They're just beginning, right? And so, but I think as fans, sometimes when I was a fan of the game, out looking in, I couldn't wait to make that money. And even when I was playing, I couldn't wait to make that money. And then once you make that money, like your label is as that guy, right? You're labeled as one of those guys, and you have to perform. People really don't care about what's going on outside of sports. Like, if you got to play football, then play football. That's all we care about. And that's where the other thing comes in, where if they leave the team, oh, screw them, they need to stay here, and it's like, we'll love to have you here, but you got to do what's best for your family. You got to do what's best for your family.
1,000.
They take the family aspect out of it, and some people don't, and I respect those people who respect players enough to know that the decisions we make is for the betterment of our families. So,
you know, I've told you that I have always been, and I've said this on the radio 100 times. I'm never, ever, ever going to be that guy that says, Joik Bell, how dare you? How could you go someplace else? Or any other guy. I don't know what goes into one's decision. So who the hell am I to tell you as a professional athlete, or for that matter, anybody who's watching us right now on the many media platforms, who the hell am I to tell you what's best for your life?
Yeah.
I never understood that. I don't want you, I love you, I don't want you telling me what's best for me. You don't know. You don't live my life and things like that. You brought up something I wanted to take. You know what else I've found that people don't understand, Corey, that maybe help understand? I don't think people understand the NFL contract. I think what people hear, I still have this conversation way too much. And Joik, obviously, you're the only one in this room that signed an NFL contract, so you can speak better to this. But I think sometimes when people see 7 years, $49 million, right? They go, oh,
bad deal.
What the hell? How is this guy complaining? He just got a $49 million contract. He's making $7 million a year. And it's like, you best read the fine print, because there's guaranteed money and the rest of it means, in essence, nothing.
And nothing. And so this is where the negotiation phase comes in. And it's very rarely you'll get a guaranteed contract for all years. Now, it's been done in the NFL, but it's kind of like, I'm gonna call it a unicorn. I'll say it's like looking for a polar bear. You're not gonna find a polar bear here in Michigan unless you go to the zoo. And right now you can't go to the zoo. So it's gonna happen very so often. So a person can sign a contract for $100 million, and you look at it and say, wow, he's just getting $30 million. But out that $30 million, only 35 is guaranteed. And he's getting all that on the front end. And he's getting the big lump sum on the back end. So he might, get $35 million within his first 2 years of playing, and he'll have a salary that year of say like $5 to $7 million a year, and then he'll get the rest on the back end. So that's basically telling you have to ball out those next 2 years for them to keep you. And usually owners try to put the large sum of the money on the back end of the deal, because they can always let you go, and you cannot always see that, and you won't see that money. So it was huge.
Yeah, that's
huge.
one thing.
It's huge.
That's one thing that people just don't get. That I hear it all the time. They can tell you, in essence, Joik, after a year, we're blowing up this contract, right? We're going to give you your guaranteed money, and the rest of the contract
is gone.
Screw it.
Yeah.
People don't get that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was looking. Is Kevin Garnett still getting paid? I think I saw a list like Kevin Garnett, I think, is still getting paid from, I think it's Boston. I think.
Well,
check me.
The famous one is Bobby Bonilla. Bobby Bonilla gets $1 million every year on July 1st until like 2036. This is from the New York Mets. This is a guy that hadn't played there since what? The late 90s? Mm-hmm. The way his contract was set up, he gets $1 million every year. Is it July 1st? Is that Bobby Bonilla Day, or is it July 3rd?
Give me 1 second.
But whatever, it's literally called Bobby Bonilla Day.
You know who else is like that?
Who?
And fact check me. I think Allen Iverson's like that. I think he gets $1 million every year. I think it's from Reebok.
So a couple of things. So for Bobby Bonilla Day, it's July 1st. He gets paid $1.19 million every year. And for Allen Iverson, I was just commented that in the stats. His friend had actually took some of his money from him and put it up on that Reebok thing. So let me go ahead and get that up for you. But Kevin Garnett, he was given $35 million over 7 years after his retirement, and they said Boston's going to be paying him through 2024.
Right. It's crazy. To be done playing years and still getting that check coming in.
Think about Bobby Bo hasn't even played baseball in 20 years. He gets, and that goes to like 2036, right? I think that he's got like not just a few years. He's got like a lot of years left of getting $1 million a year from the Mets.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Think about that. I mean, it's insane.
2033.
2033. Isn't that crazy? How'd you like
That's
that
ridiculous.
contract, Joey? That'd be good
big-
contract.
big
Allen
contract.
Iverson, with the Allen Iverson quote, his friend, he will receive a trust fund of $32 million when he turns 55. He's right now he's getting paid $800,000 annually by Reebok.
Right.
A lot of comments here. Scott said, make all NFL contracts guaranteed, but limit them to 3 years, no extensions. Max Scherzer will be paid until 2035. Steve said, the owners will never let it happen. Too much money out of their pocket. The sport that needs the most fixing is baseball. I don't watch the NBA because of the control the players have and the ridiculous contracts they are signing. Kenny said, well, if you don't go buy the $50 million house and the multiple $1 million cars and all the extravagant things, they wouldn't go broke. I think a lot of times, Joy, it's...
That's not. They did that.
Are there some guys that do that? Sure. But
Yes.
are there other guys that are guilty of saying,
You got to think.
here's $1 million here, here's $1 million here, and start giving the money all the way out?
No, it's you got to look. You have 53 guys on the roster, on the active roster, and out those 53 guys, probably only 10 or 12 guys, 10 or 13 guys are getting those big multi-million-dollar contracts, and out the whole 53. And so you got to think the other 40 guys are getting, $800,000. $700,000. The rookies are at that time we're getting like $400,000 to $500,000 dollars a year on their contracts. And so you got to think that if you give, and this is why I have so much respect for like people like LeBron James, guys who came in with so much notoriety, didn't let it go to his head, panned out to be everything we thought he would be, and then some.
Yeah.
Had a wife, have three beautiful children. Had never been caught in any scandals. Still with the same his girl from high school. He's doing so much in the community. Taught himself about financing because you got to think. We talked about this before that if you come up in certain communities, you don't have the same resources you have in certain places. And so when you grow up in a household where your family doesn't really have money, they don't know how to really handle money or take their money and let their money make money for them. You have to teach yourself, and for him to be able to educate himself once he got into the league, and he was able to not only help his friends out by putting them on his staff, but getting them notoriety as well, helping them to build their business. Like it's people like that are going to do well, but everybody doesn't have that type of money to start with.
Sure.
And so you have some people who might take $800,000, and after taxes, you got to think that's $500 or high fours. And, you don't have that much money. Even if a person signs a $100 million contract, half of that is going to Uncle Sam, right? Half of that. And so people don't look at that. They just look at that big $100 million. But in retrospect, he's only getting, $50-some million, $55 to $59 million. The other half is going, and that's why I can't be mad at people like Sue who goes to Texas where they don't have any state taxes, so he's going to save a few million in paying in taxes. Like you got to think, you working 12 months, and after that 12 months, you're basically giving 5.5 to 6 months away back to for free. Yep. Like you're working for free, but at the same time,
especially with tax rates,
right, and then you look at certain people who are making billions and they're paying nothing in taxes.
Yeah,
and then like that's crazy. Like it's crazy to me. But there's always loopholes, right? There's always loopholes that people with resources can find out and use these resources that growing up, we don't know. We don't know these resources. We don't even know they exist. And it's to a point to where like, who do we go to get this information? And that's why I put out on my Instagram yesterday about, changing the stigma, right, of the African American community on like, we can give information out. People are stingy with information. Like, if we have to change as a culture, we have to be able to give information out. We have to be able to teach our culture about this is how you make wealth. This is how you build it.
No question.
Right, and that's the only way is to be able to give people information. Give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Yep. Now that's a cliche. It's cliche, but it's true.
1,000%.
But it's so true. And for me, I had to literally go out and educate myself on it because I couldn't get that growing up. Even though I had people around me that kept me out of trouble, it's different. Like, and that's the only way we can move forward. That's the only way that play. Like, they have things in the NFL, just to go back to the point that They have things in the NFL and NFLPA where they have different classes that you can take, but it's not enough emphasis on the financial part.
I found out so many things, and I would recommend this to anybody. Get yourself an accountant. I mean, there are things, you use the term loopholes. There are things that you should be taking advantage of right now that are 100% legal.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is, Joy, the stigma is, oh, I'm doing something shady. No, you're not. It's legal.
No, it's legal.
It's 1,000% legal. There's nothing shady about it.
There's nothing shady about it. But the thing is, you need assets, right? You need assets. You need assets. You need some type of business. You need these things in order to protect your investment, to protect your money. Like the money you make in the NFL, that's the investment that you made into your body over the certain amount of years you've been training, going to school, busting your butt, going through whatever. Like you go through these trials and tribulations, you're investing in yourself. And so you need to learn how to protect your investment. And so I think that's huge. I think that's important.
I love that you're doing that, dude. For real.
I think we need to put more emphasis on that on the NFL, in professional sports in general. Like I think they should start teaching this stuff to like kids.
I agree with you.
We don't teach
they teach you how to deal with the media. You guys all got to come in and how to deal with the media and all that.
They teach you how to go work, but they don't teach you how to keep your investment. And and that's one thing that I never really got. Even in high school, they don't teach you about taxes. They don't teach you about investing. They don't teach you about real estate. They don't teach you about all these different things you can do to better your life financially. So I never got it. So
listen, have a great weekend. Corey with K, have a great weekend as well. I'm bummed there's no Michigan State, not going to lie. I wanted to watch both of those games on Saturday. It's not there. We're going to have to wait. Next year is going to just be so magical having everything back. These guys are still collecting toys until 3, so if you want to come out, Joey will be here, Stick will be here, Chrissy will be here. In the meantime, I'll talk to you again, well, on a different platform tonight. I'm on Sunday with the Lions. You guys have a great weekend.
Thanks for having us. Thanks. Love it. Appreciate it.